Hi Internet, it's me, Udoka. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk about my mental health journey and also whatever I want. So if you're into hot takes and mental health, make sure you subscribe and like the video when you actually like this video. That helps a lot. And let's build this parasocial relationship with each other. Before I go to bed, because it's late, I need to go to bed. I want to talk about the manosphere because somebody in my comments asked me, what are my thoughts on the manosphere? And I was just like, I don't know. I'm not a man. I don't know. What is considered the manosphere really? And I guess, please correct me if I'm wrong. The manosphere is just like these men who are creating content aimed specifically at men, or content that's supposed to be explaining and sharing how men think or what men want. This is what I think the manosphere is. And of course, I've stumbled on like Kevin Samuels, things like this. And then my partner, I think he in the manosphere. He's watching these videos and watching like these men react to social issues and public issues. In general, the manosphere seems to be conservative. But one channel my partner and I both he watches them like all the time. I had a phase where I was like watching every upload, and then I'm just over it, like just over listening to people's opinions on certain political things and social things. But he's like really into Abba and Preach, and I like them a lot. Not that I necessarily agree with every single thing that they say. I just appreciate. It's just I was watching Britney's. I know I sound like I'm all over the place, but Brittany inspired me to make this video right now because, what is her name? Brittany Simon. She inspired me because she just made me realize that Abba and Preach are not the norm. When it comes to this manosphere, Abba and Preach, they just are not the norm. When I found Abba and Preach, they were just such a breath of fresh air, because whenever I see men making content reactions to the things that they're talking about, it's usually, it annoys the crap out of me. It's usually very conservative or very black and white thinking, or very like just very rude. Just like not the vibes. And then when I found Abba and Preach, and I was like, that was a very sensible response. That was I was just like so surprised. Like, that is like, you completely disagreed with the situation and you were able to express that disagreement without sounding like you wanted to force an ideology down everybody's throats. You were able to express your disagreement without sounding like a complete bigot. You were like, I don't know. I was just very impressed. Like, this is how low the bar is. Like, for dudes to make videos and not just be completely cringe-inducing for me. You just have to sound like a reasonable adult who lives adult life. They were just so refreshing for me. Because meanwhile, there's dudes like Brittany Simon was talking about Fresh and Fit, which I don't watch them. I kind of seen them, like, how like you'll get a recommended video and you just kind of like, who's this person? Let me kind of click through to see like if they're my vibe. And Fresh and Fit, instantly not my vibe. I couldn't tell you exactly what they stand for, but I could just tell, not my vibe. And then now I'm made aware that, they're beefing with Abba and Preach. because I was like calling them out for basically being on some BS. And I just noticed that when it comes to this manosphere, I kind of equate Kevin Samuels to this. Surprisingly, there's a lot of Black men in this manosphere. I put like Black men who are like Black conservative men. I put them in there. Just like literally anything where the dude sounds angry about being a dude. I don't know how to explain it. That is what manosphere is for me. I notice a lot of it is surrounding dating and lately marriage. Like all of a sudden young men are talking about marriage. And I'm kind of looking at this fresh and fit. They kind of go around. Oh, this term, high value man, all this stuff. Yeah, it's just not my vibe. Like, first of all, I'm not a dude, so I don't care about this advice. The only reason I would listen to this type of stuff is just to get a better idea of how men work. Like, how are men thinking? What are men feeling? Because we live in a society where what men actually really think and feel is repressed. And I don't know if it's a case of like dudes being like, if I told you what I'm really thinking and feeling, you would tell me to go touch grass. I don't know if it's like, I don't know the phrase. Like there's just this feeling, this zeitgeist that men, like there's something wrong with men. Like men are just constantly having their mind in the gutter. Men are just constantly in their mind acting like children, and when they come out into society they have to kind of put on a face, put on let me put on my adult face, let me like not be stupid. That's kind of the vibe that I get, and that's part of the repression that I feel when it comes to men. And then also just men talking about actual feelings, that is also repressed, and repressed by other men. Other men will kind of, josh you for expressing feelings. So just all around, I feel like what men think and feel is kind of repressed. And if you're not a man, you're not in the club to like get a pulse on what they're thinking and feeling. So the manosphere has been helpful in some ways, helpful for me to see and hear that. But the advice that they give, specifically the marriage advice, because partner, he's just really into it. He's just like really diving into this stuff, and he'll send me stuff and want to get my opinion, and I'm like, babe, we need to like have a reaction. We need to be like Abba and preach and just like do a side by side and show a reaction, because my partner's like Abba and preach. Okay, like any situation, whatever Abba and preach say, my partner would probably say the exact same thing. And I am more like Gila Klein. If you watch H3, Gila Klein, Ethan, her husband, Ethan also used to be very much like Abba and preach. He's now more left leaning, and Gila would kind of counter some of what Ethan says, counter it with the, well, actually, I can see how it makes sense. And that's more like me, except actually I'm I'm a little bit more assertive. I just think like it would be so cool to just record our reactions and like see what people have to say in the comments. But the marriage stuff he's been sending me, I'm just like, babe, like this stuff is annoying to me. It annoys me because it's like these people, these young people talking about marriage are discussing marriage in such a way like they're trying to fit every idea and everybody in a box, and it annoys me. First of all, I am super skeptical of marriage advice from somebody who I don't know what their marriage looks like. I need to see you with your partner. I need to see like you don't need to be a vlogger or anything like that. I just need to see what is your vibe. Like, do you look like you love each other? Do you look like y'all even like each other? There are people in marriages who are in loveless marriages, and they can give marriage advice all they want, but that doesn't mean I want to take their advice because I don't want to be in a loveless marriage. You know what I'm saying? So I'm automatically sketch of marriage advice from people who I don't have any idea what your marriage looks like. Number two, obviously sketch on marriage advice from people who have never been married, or they're not married, or they've been divorced multiple times. For example, Tony Robbins is somebody who his marriage at first, and this was when I was younger, his marriage advice, I was a little sketch because he has been divorced. But so automatically I'm sketch, right? But then I get to know his story. I get to, read more about, okay, what is his marriage like now? Why did he divorce? What was that like? And I'm like, okay, you got married when you were like 20 to a woman who's like 40. So already you're in a potentially predatory, a woman who's 40 who already has children. Right off the bat, you are kind of in a predatory situation. This is literally the Keemstar situation, but imagine if Keemstar also had children and put a ring on the 20-year-old's finger. It's like, this is sketch. Why do you want a dude who's 20, like he just recently became an adult and figuring out his life? Why would you want that type of man to help you raise kids? Weird, right? And I just read Tony's story and I'm like, this poor dude, he really tried to make it work, and it's just not gonna work. Like, there's no way it's gonna work. If you read the story, you'll see how, bruh, I applaud you for even lasting that long. And he's been happily married to his current wife for however many years. When I see them together, I'm like, okay, I get the vibe. I get the vibe of their marriage. And their marriage, it appears to be very much what I think this manosphere wants, where I can tell his wife, her name is Sage. I can tell Sage is submissive to Tony. By the way, it's hard to not be submissive to Tony friggin' Robbins, okay? Like, everyone is submissive to Tony Robbins, but the vibe I get is she's submissive to him in a very biblical way, because he's also obedient to her. I don't know the word. Like, everyone knows the word. Everyone knows the phrase of women submitting. But what is the phrase we use for how men relate to their wife? Whatever that is, I'm just going to say obedient. I don't know. Not obedience, probably going to offend some dude. Watch some friggin' dude is going to write a whole freaking thesis essay about how offended he is that I said the dude needs to be obedient. But it just seemed very biblical. They're in traditional yet loving what the relationship is. It was very much there's a clear dominant leader, and the wife definitely provides him a complementary energy. He is very obviously a clear, driven, gung-ho dude, and she is very obviously a feminine, calming, hey babe, I know you're on a diet, but sometimes you need to live a little. Don't you want to enjoy this chocolate with me? Fine, I'll eat some chocolate and I'll enjoy life. You're right. Life is worth enjoying. Like, you can tell there's that dynamic. So I'm like, I love that. The marriage looks beautiful. I will listen to advice from you guys about marriage. I'm not going to listen to advice from like a Kevin Samuels, who's been divorced twice, currently not married or engaged. Why would I listen to it? Like, it's not useful to me. I think it might be useful to men. I've always felt, ever since I became a feminist, I was like 9 years old or something like that, 8, 9. And I became a feminist because I just felt like I was just reading this book. It was like a girl power book, and it was just explaining like the history of gender roles and how gender roles have evolved, how gender roles were in China and Europe and how it is in the 90s. And I was just like, wow, this explains a lot, because already by that age, I experienced like being kind of forced into a gender role that just didn't make sense. And in my kid brain, it didn't make sense. Now as an adult, it still doesn't make sense, but I understand why they were trying to treat us that way. And I just felt like, yeah, this isn't right. Like, why can't boys do ABC? And why do girls have to do XYZ? Like, why can't people just do whatever they want and have support systems? So this manosphere feels like to me like the men's response to having a support system. And I think that's important. But also there's some toxic stuff. There's some toxic stuff and manipulation of statistics and information going on. That's also kind of weird. So I don't know, bruh. I think the phrase high value man is misleading and usually used inaccurately. So I just don't buy it. And I was telling my partner that like there are certain words, like I told him, listen, before the next time you send me one of these little manosphere video clips and ask for my opinion, I just want you to know there are some terms that if I hear these words, I am turned off. I am sus. One of these words is high value man. This is one of these words. It would make more sense if we had like a clear definition of what that is, what that looks like, and what the high value woman is. And like, because wouldn't it make sense a high value man would marry the high value woman? Or is that not how it works? Anyway, I that kind of discussion isn't had because I think it's BS. If I hear that term, if I hear the phrase die alone, if I hear that phrase that people are dying alone, if I hear that phrase on my automatically sus, I think it's just stupid as I just think it's stupid. First of all, it implies that people's priority should be to be married above everything else. And there's people in this manosphere that do believe that. Bruh. The other thing is women initiate divorces. If I hear that, listen, I don't know what the statistic is. They keep talking about the statistic. I ain't never seen the statistic. But whatever the statistic is, it clearly doesn't matter because they don't actually discuss the statistic. It's just a buzz phrase that they just throw out there to start going on a rant. These are phrases that if I hear them, I'm already like, no, this is not the vibe. I'm telling you right now, it's not the vibe. I was trying to explain to my partner, he was like, how did you, I didn't get that from the video. I thought this video was just saying that marriage is about making sure you communicate with each other. And he's just like, I'm like, you sweet innocent thing. No, actually what I got out of that video was so I mean, bruh, I don't know. Like, I don't have a solid, clear philosophy and opinion on men and this manosphere and how men behave. I don't, because every dude is different. I feel like me, at least I don't know if it's as a woman or if this is just a societal problem. We don't really understand what men are feeling and thinking and what they need. 3, there's problematic dudes in this manosphere, and I feel like dudes, it's just rare for me to see a man call out another man. That's just a rare thing. I just don't often see it. I feel like what I see is, dude, that's messed up, but you do you, bro. That's more what I see. That's another reason why I have so much respect for Abba and Preach. They're not afraid to call out other dudes. That's, I don't know, that's kind of alpha to me. But by the way, these terms alpha, beta, sigma, whatever, that stuff is also friggin' stupid. I just feel like this manosphere thing is a game. It's a joke. It's a I don't know. It's something that I don't take seriously. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. Please just go ahead and let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, if I'm missing something, if I'm misunderstanding, because that's highly likely. But I feel like the manosphere is just entertainment. I don't take it. I gain very little value. That's what I'll say. I gain little value from manosphere. And I wonder how much, I can't tell you how much value men get from it. I don't know. I think it's just, an entertainment for dudes to feel communion and to have their identities affirmed. And that's as much as I got. So, thanks for chilling with me before I go to bed. I've been staying up late lately. I felt terribly sick. I think I had Taco Cabana and I let it sit out. I let it sit out for about an hour and a half. And that's the mistake. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. And then on top of that, I was taking my supplements. I'll do a video on the supplements I take for mental health and stuff. But one of them supplements is magnesium. I was taking that and fish oil, and that was a mistake. I think that prolonged my sickness. Oh, Lord. So tonight, the headache has cleared, the gut issues cleared, and I will not be taking my nightly supplements. I'm just going to go to bed with nothing in my system and see if I wake up tomorrow morning without feeling sick and go from there. So thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm really going to try to talk partner into doing videos with me, mostly because I don't want to edit them. And if he's down, if he is down to start doing videos with me, and like he it's like actually something he wants to do, he will edit for me. The only problem is he might see me asking him if he wants to do videos. He might see right through it and recognize that I just want him to edit the videos. But we'll see. Until next time, much love, much luck. Peace out.